Well, good morning. Oh, you should shut up. You should be quiet. I'll listen to the Bench Time podcast. Shout out to Todd and Brett. Um, I really hate doing these last because I'm not really a vlogger, but I really feel the need to keep a schedule going. I feel like if I lose this schedule, if I lose the need to keep this schedule up, when it comes time to be able to build models, am I going to be interested in doing it? Like right now, I'm not interested in this part-time job at all. Like, um, when you wake up in the morning and all you think about is models and building models, a part-time job don't mean nothing. It's okay. A part-time job's fantastic as long as I can pay for my needs. I'm good, right? And when I've got modeling, my needs are much less because I spend all my time in the shop. So right now I'm having troubles with this part-time job because I'm out of the house all day long and spending money every time I turn around. Now we've got what looks to be a shop floor. We still got a lot of supplies we got to get to. Actually, I don't even know what to say about it because he's still working alone, so I'm not involved with that. But there's progress, and that's important. And this Instagram thing is insane. I went from like 600 followers to I think we're up to 4,700 followers on Instagram now. And I legit have multiple scratch build modeling projects to build on this channel for hours and hours at a time. And the big dilemma that I've got in my life right now is that I got a fantastic job interview coming up on Monday, and that's a job that's probably going to be 60 to 80 hours a week, and it's really going to get. How did the layout come out for Rapido? Well, that project was a very big project. So full disclosure is, I don't know if they made like. Some projects have, little details that are stuck in the weeds. And what was slated to be a 2 week project turned into I think it was a 6 week project. The budget doubled at least. And it wasn't my fault. It was you see, I work from picture. So when you give me a picture and you give me lengths and widths and stuff like that, I'm a wood carpenter by trade, and I'm gonna try to get that. But the situation that I had building that was within this floor. The floor was all wonky. You've seen pictures of it, and it turned out nice looking, but it was rough around the edges when I delivered it. And man, did I ever put in a lot of hours on it. The tirade of excuses is that, I started the project with, I was going to get my nephew to help me. And the day I started, the nephew took off and never reappeared ever. I didn't really tell him what the project was about. I told him that he was going to think it was really cool. And, I really could have used that help. Is bottom line. Uh, as a matter of fact, halfway through the project, we had a little bit of a break-in in the car, and supplies and tools were stolen. And it was just it was a kind of big mess, and the project. I have so much respect for the manufacturer. I did go through a bit of a mental breakdown because of the challenges, because of how steep the hill became on me. So the Rapido project got done. It's delivered there. I've got video clips of it. I've got pictures of it just before it left. It looked pretty good. It was wired up. It had catenary. It just didn't have that last step of being put together at the end plates. Now, I'm not really the kind of guy to stand here and hide to you all the big mistakes I made on the project. And I think that this is probably a good opportunity. Thanks for asking the question. I'd never talk about this because it's the kind of embarrassing and fundamentally, it gets me right in the soul that it was such a challenge, because every part of the project I could handle except for the end plates, putting those modules together. And while I am sure those end plates work, I didn't get to have 2 or 3 days running trains over those end plates to believe it in my head. So, hi Tom Carr. Hey bro 420. I wonder if this chat thing. Oh yeah, I can move this chat around. Cool. Yeah, so it was a huge challenge, and because I didn't have enough time, I can't give you an honest to goodness question about how it went. I delivered it. We had it standing up. When we had it standing up in the shop and all put together. But it was rough around the edges, I'll tell you that. And I don't know if it made it to England. I blame myself in part, but I also blame the fact that, if I had a meeting at the beginning that had double the budget, and I also had a meeting at the beginning that gave me 2 months or maybe 3 months, that would have been a world-class layout. Like, because of those end plates, I would have brought in a few people who knew what they're doing to school me, and I didn't get that chance. So, there hasn't been anything said. This is just my total brutal honesty as an artist. As an artist, you can put out the best project of your life, and all you see is the glaring flaws all over the thing, or you're gonna see that the weakest straw. You know how the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. Well, the artist actually looks at that weak link and has a bit of anxiety in the middle of his stomach or her stomach, watching that thing throughout the whole process. And it's kind of like something that needles in your mind. And for me, on this Rapido train layout was the hinges and legs. How was I going to do that? the car got broken into and we had like 40 hinges stolen. Like, who does that? And really, 40 hinges, there, I don't know if it was 40 hinges. There was a whole bunch of hinges and they're like $4 a piece. Like, well, not $4 a piece. I think they came in 2s or 4s, and they're like $4 a piece. But it was a lot of money, regardless. I had a skill saw stolen and well, what do we have to get? Skill saw, sawzall, and jigsaw. All 3 of those things. And you know what really pisses me off is that darn drill that I've got. You know, the darn drill never holds a charge, always has the empty batteries. They knew it. It was right on the front seat and they left it there. Don't you hate that? When they take all the stuff that you need, all the stuff that looks like junk, they take what you need, but the thing that you'd think that I don't know, they could pawn it off. Like, it's a nice looking drill. It just doesn't hold the charge. How'd they know that? They watching me? Yeah, so, yeah, I checked. So, we've got a floor. So we got a floor. Yeah, 420. It's all good. Whatever. What are you gonna do, right? I'm gonna flip this over because my arm hurts. There we go. It's crazy that works. I hope I'm not upside down on your TV right now. That would be unfortunate. So I'm gonna cut this out. Well, I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna stop the train soon. But I wanted to say that we have things getting in order. I plan to have the table in here as soon as possible. And once the table gets in here, that's when the work starts. So I just hope you guys are all sticking around. If you, I really need, if you're was ever interested in becoming a patron, this would be the time to do it because, I could really use that money during this short. You don't have to do it for a long time. If you just do it for a month, whatever, all that jazz. Here's a question for you. So after this video's done, please comment in the chat because it's replayed after. Oh, these arms of mine. I need to get my selfie stick. I forgot what I was going to say. Shit. Oh, yeah. Okay. So all these, so all these other people who are getting patrons, A Modeler's Life, a Bench Time podcast, all these other podcasts and people who make videos and all that jazz. I know they've got a packaged, polished product and all that stuff, but I was thinking of doing live streams and only telling my patrons about it. Or maybe because I've seen these very active live streams and thought to myself, do I really want them to be that big? And do I want to have all those trolls that come in? I don't see trolls all the time. I'm not looking for that stuff. But, maybe I should start doing live streams exclusive for patrons, just some of the live streams. And then, like, I'll never have all my content behind a paywall. Never, ever, ever. I'm just talking about maybe the stuff that people doesn't like, the long form stuff, the stuff that, we really like, but all the other people laugh at, they don't know what it's like because they never come in. You offer them a beer, but they're just too good. So here, have a beer. If you're in Canada, here, have a beer. Want a toke? Here you go. So I don't know what to say. I'm hoping to get this modeling up as soon as possible, and I'm going to be working like stink. I've got like 3 commissions in order. I guess that's a good time to tell you what those are. I've got one. Hi, John. I got one. This guy's from the United States, and he wants a great big water tower made out of a coffee can. I think he's talking about the small coffee cans, but he wants it for his stash. I couldn't believe somebody contacted me and said that, but that happened 2 weeks ago. And I've got another guy in Sweden who wants Carolina Craftsman Kit's passenger station. I know there's another. Okay, so there's a couple of people from the Middle East who want to buy some of my works, and I've kind of sent back messages that I want to build something from something that interests them. So there's a couple of guys from Iraq and Saudi Arabia who are going to get a picture of something to get to for me to model. So this is probably going to be the hardest next few months of my life. You're looking for one, John? Pretty much everybody and their grandmother makes a passenger kit, and I suspect that you're asking for HO scale. Are you a very experienced wood kit modeler? Is my question. Because, one kit to the next, a lot of them look very similar, and most of them have similar construction techniques and all that jazz. So if you want a kit that has good instructions, might be a little bit more expensive. Who would I go for? Actually, I don't know. You're not an experienced modeler, or you're not HO? Yes, HO, and you're not an experienced model. Okay, so one kit I've never built from this guy before, but I know he does a lot of depots, and his name is James Rint, R-I-N-D-T, from Wisconsin. I think it's called Sheboygan. Yeah. Carolina Craftsman Kits, like I said, they have a passenger station. ITLA Scale Models has a very large passenger station Bar Mills has one. rslaser.com has one. Pretty much every company has one. For good instructions, I would go for, an ITLA kit has very forgiving materials to work with in terms of MDF as opposed to a balsa or a basswood. So that's really good for a beginner modeler, but it might be pricey. Carolina Craftsman kits will give you the balsa wood, and they'll give you paper instructions that are proper instructions and are complete. But without being insulting, I would have to say that they don't really explore like it's like so like instructions are hard, and you wouldn't want to throw somebody under the bus for something that is so difficult. It'd be like judging hole digging. Like how, watch this guy dig a hole. Nobody likes to dig the hole. Look at this guy. He hates his freaking job, but he can dig like 10 men. Look at the water. Look at the dirt coming to the hole. You know what I mean? It's just like, so I think CCK is a good kit. Yeah. It's probably priced, but you know what? Go to all these different kit companies. Or another way to look at it is if you go to modelstrainstuff.com. They often have a lot of these kits on their website, or even caboose.com. They have the kits on their website. And then you find out what the kit's made from, and you go directly to the manufacturer and compare the prices. That's how the average modeler should do it, to price around to get your models and stuff like that. But then also you get to see the pictures on those websites. But I'd also, get the price from a kit company. Thanks, Joel. Yes, I do, Creative. The first 2 kits I ever built was from Joe Rudder and Full Steam Ahead back in 2008 or 9. I built the Farmers Market and the Barrel Company. Yeah, and the company's been sold to a gentleman north of Toronto. I think his name is Greg Shinney. There's these Full Steam Ahead kits are really good. Like they come in a wooden cigar box from the dollar store with the Full Steam Ahead laser etched on the top. I think I got a box around here. There's an old box. How's that? How's that for just picking up something, like doing a name drop right there? So they come in a box like that. And one thing is I've got to say that I was lucky to get a Full Steam Ahead kit at the very beginning. John, it'll be hell for me to find that email. You get pare.ron@gmail.com. We'll get in touch. I'll have to find that email halfway through the video in the chat there. It won't be in the comments. Sorry. So yeah, the thing about Full Steam Ahead or FSA is that, anybody's free to contact me. I don't care. I've had all the responses and know how to deal with them all. Full Steam Ahead comes with instructions that they're paper stapled together and stuff like that. However, they come with so I was talking earlier about CCK and them not going farther with their instructions other than telling you how to build the building. Well, in the Full Steam Ahead kits, they came with a secondary little booklet with some generic weathering and kit building skills like ink and alcohol stain, graining the wood, putting nail holes in, all these little details that sometimes get left out. Peeling paint. There was actually 2 booklets in the Full Steam Ahead kit, and that was like, that benefited me a hell of a lot, and that was my first kit. So I highly suggest. I got high praise for that company, and I'm sure Greg Shinny will do a great job with it too. He's a fantastic modeler. So, coming up on 30 minutes here. You know what? I've built a lot of kits, and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I've built a lot of kits, and I've actually forgot more than I can remember. Sorry, John, I wasn't able to come up with a part number for you. That would have been pro. Yes. That didn't happen. So in the end, wood kit building is not about getting the thing done. It is about the time you spend with your model. It's about the time you spend in your modeling room. It's the same thing that makes model railroading the thing that it is. Structure modeling, the thing that I do. It's just something, it's like that therapy. It keeps you on the straight and narrow, and somehow someone put me on Robert Frost's Road Less Traveled this year, and I didn't. It's tough. So I'm probably going to do a live stream this tomorrow morning again, just to make sure I do a Sunday. I came on today just because I was so bored. John, I'm doing build videos again. It's just that the table's been taken away. My workbench, I've been grounded from the workbench, John. There's nothing I can do about it. I've been stomping my feet and doing the rain dance. It just doesn't work. They just roll their eyes at me. So I'm going to be getting back into this, and I don't know. We'll see what happens after this job interview. I want to thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Click that bell icon. It gets it easier. If you get the bell icon down below there, you'll get a notification sometimes, I think. That's the way YouTube rolls. If you want to become a patron supporter, it's patreon.com/Ron Perry. If you want to contribute to the stream, it's streamlabs.com/Modelers Guild. You don't have to, though. I don't really do F all right now. It's just all a bunch of smoke shooting hot air up your butt. I'm going to stop this stream with that statement. Talk to you later, my friends.